Now, when I talk to people about my EV or they come up and ask me questions about the EV, it's always number one question: what's the range? The next question is normally, how much will it cost to replace your battery when it fails? It's virtually standard. Everyone asks exactly the same question. But something's just happened that was going to change all of this, and it's absolutely fantastic. Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to Dave Takes It On. For certain models from now on, you get an unlimited warranty on the battery. Unlimited. It's a lifetime warranty, and I mean lifetime. There is no expiry date. You don't have a set number of years, you don't have a set number of miles. If you drive it for 50 years and you do 1,000,000 miles, it will still be under warranty. And this is absolutely huge. Let's just back up a little bit. There's so much negative media about that if an EV catches fire, and they do, but so do petrol cars, so do buses, so do trains, so do planes. But if an EV catches fire, headline news, another EV, blah, blah, it goes on. And it just puts doubt into people's minds. Another question is, we're told batteries only last 2 or 3 years. Yeah, there are still people out there who actually believe that. 2 or 3 years. I don't understand the mentality of someone who says that or thinks that, because you get an 8-year manufacturer's warranty with the battery. How can a battery only last 2 years when you get an 8-year warranty on it? If it does only last 2 years and falls apart, you get a brand new one under warranty. If it lasts 4 years, falls apart, you get a brand new one under warranty. So there really is something lacking in these people who say you need to replace your batteries every 2, 3 or 4 years. Have a think about it, for goodness sake, and don't spout these media myths and lies. But we all know that batteries will fail. Now, I drive a Tesla, and one of the first things Elon Musk said when he launched the Model S, this was way back in 2012, he says the battery and the drivetrain will outlive the life of the car. So what it did, it gave a certain amount of reassurance to people who were buying Teslas. In their minds, they understood that it was unlikely that they would have to replace the battery or the motor at their expense during the time they kept the car. Because we don't keep cars forever. There are some people who've got classic cars out there, 50, 60, 70 years old. Good luck to them. But they measure in the UK in the hundreds, not thousands or tens of thousands or millions, just a few hundred. The vast majority of us, when you talk to the scrapyards, they will tell you that somewhere around about 14 years is the average age of a car when it's handed to them and scrapped. And the reason for that is often nothing to do with the motor, it's everything else. They rust underneath, and each year at the MOT you have to do more and more welding until eventually it becomes probably more expensive to try and re-weld it than it is to go and buy a new car. Suspension starts failing, brakes start failing, exhaust pipes start failing, cylinder heads start failing. And these are just normal failures, normal wear and tear for a car. So if we say for an EV, for example, it doesn't have head gaskets or oil changes or anything like that, much simpler car. So let's say you keep an EV for 20 years before it eventually itself starts falling apart. Mine's 8 years old, so it has no sign whatsoever of falling apart in any way whatsoever. So if we look at the average driver in the UK, the average mileage today is about 8,000 miles. So let's up that to 10,000 for easy maths. So we're not likely to keep our car longer than 20 years. There are not that many cars out on the road older than 20 years. There are some, always will be, but not many. So we're going to keep our car for 20 years and we're going to average, let's say, 10,000 miles a year. That means that when I eventually decide to get rid of it in 20 years' time, if it's starting to get expensive then, the car, the battery and the motor will have done 200,000 miles. And that's nothing to a battery. There's some out there doing 400,000 miles. So it probably won't be the battery or the motor that forces me to get rid of it. So realistically, for us that know, the life of the battery is really not a worry in the slightest. I have faith in mine. It will probably last another 8 years. Probably. I don't have any worries about it. So what's MG done? MG in SAIC, the parent company. They've announced that a few models we don't get over here, but the MG4 and the MG Cyberster, which is their sports car, they will now come with an unlimited warranty on the battery and the motor. And what this is doing, it's not telling me anything new, because my battery will last longer than the car does. I know that. But it's telling the people who are worried about having to replace your battery. If when you buy an MG4, the guy says to you, or the girl, here's your car, here's your warranty. If your battery ever fails, bring it back, we'll give you a new one. It's amazing, isn't it? How much reassurance does that give you? In practical terms, what MG has offered is actually worthless in terms of claims. It's not going to result in a flurry of claims, excess claims over what they normally would. Because anything you make can fail, the manufacturing faults or damage done during manufacturing, and that's every product in the world. What you look at is the average life of the average product, and that now is longer than the life of the car. But what it does from MG, it does two things. The first thing it does is it just gives a huge reassurance to the buying public. You're buying this. You don't get an unlimited lifetime guarantee on the engine in your BMW or even your Rolls Royce. A couple of 3 years warranty, that's your lot. But all of a sudden, well, if I've got a lifetime warranty on the battery, I don't ever have to worry about replacing it. But do I have to worry about it catching fire? No, because in actual fact, if it catches fire, it still needs replaced under warranty. It's failed. So it's covered either way. So that's a reassurance, and it's going to make people think, actually, maybe what I'm hearing from the press is not entirely true. The second thing it does, really importantly, is it sets MG apart from all the other manufacturers, including Tesla, BYD, and Mercedes, BMW. If MG are offering a lifetime warranty on the battery, there are more people going to go, oh, I'm not going to go for a Mercedes, I'll go for the top of the range MG instead because I get a life, etc., etc. So it's going to give them a marketing edge. It's going to give them what's called a USP, which is a unique selling position. It's something that they do that nobody else does. And that, if it's what the buyer wants, is really important, because people will now say, I'm not buying Tesla, I'm not buying BYD, I'm not buying Mercedes, I'm going to get an MG because if I do want to keep this for the rest of my life, I'm always going to have the battery under warranty. So it's a huge message to the industry. And I'm very, very convinced that within a very short time, other manufacturers will now start saying, yeah, let's give a lifetime warranty and blow it. There are not going to be that many extra claims, because if a battery is going to fail from manufacturing fault, it's going to fail fairly quickly, and that would normally be under warranty anyhow. Once it's got to the end of its customary 8-year warranty, it's probably going to last for another 20 years. So I don't see a huge amount of extra warranty claims. I don't see a huge financial burden on the manufacturers, who will have to cover these if and when they do fail. There'll be some, obviously, but it's not going to be a large number. But what it will do is increase the sales. If people now go, oh, I know my battery's never going to fail, I'll go and buy one. Now is the time. Glad I didn't buy one just a few years ago. Now, you actually get the same battery. It's just that someone now has said, yeah, you get a lifetime warranty, and that one you don't. So this is big news. So we're going to have a look now over the next few weeks and see which other manufacturers follow suit and start saying, I think first of all, you'll get someone saying, oh, we're going to give you 8 years, but instead of a 100 or 150,000 mile range, which a lot of them do, they're going to say, oh, 8 years, unlimited mileage. And that's a great help. But sooner or later, someone else will say, no, we've got to do a lifetime warranty on the battery. Interesting times. New batteries coming out. They should also pick up the same lifetime warranty if you've got an MG. So let's see what happens over the next few years. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'm Dave. If you've enjoyed this, please click the like button. If you want to see more, please click subscribe. And if you click the notification bell, we'll let you know every time we launch a video. And a big thank you to our Patreon members. Thanks very much. I'm Dave.